All right, and welcome back to episode 41 of the Alec Frengos Show. This is sports podcast centered around NBA and NFL. And first, we'll talk about the trade that just happened probably 10 minutes ago. McKellar Bridges traded to the New York Knicks for, I believe, five first-round picks and Bojan Bogdanovic. So the New York Knicks have now collected all 4 Infinity Stones.
Yep.
Jalen Brunson, Dante DiVincenzo, McKellar Bridges, Josh Hart, and initial raw reaction to this.
I think it's good getting all of them together just because of the chemistry from college.
Won a national championship.
And, they all kind of have a role on that team. And now McKellar Bridges, he's good on both ends of the floor. He'll do whatever it takes to win a championship because I think that's really what he wants to do.
Yeah.
He's kind of solidified himself as a top player in the league. And now with him, I think they're a team that can push the Celtics and, could make the finals next year.
Right.
I think it was just more the Knicks going out getting their guy. They didn't care what it was worth.
Mm-hmm.
They just saw something built with the 3 they had, and it was probably one of those, let's just finish it, let's get it done. The picks don't mean much when the guy's still got 5 years of playing, I'd say. So it'll just be when they're all done playing, it'll just be a young Knicks team, but they're just really trying to go for it now. I mean, they had their little run there, but injuries kind of stopped them, but I think this just adds on.
Bryce?
I think this is a good trade for the Knicks. I think Bridges is a very versatile player where he's strong defensively and offensively and just overall just boosts this New York Knicks team to finally potentially, like Joey said, get a finals run going.
I think this trade is pretty easy to break down if you look at the New York Knicks. I'm going to not look at the Nets because we're not going to know what that return is for like 5 years, but the Knicks didn't want to pay OG Anunoby what OG Anunoby is going to get money that McKellar Bridges makes, if not more probably, because the team's going to probably overpay for OG. Can we pull up how much McKellar Bridges' contract is here? So why pay OG Anunoby when you can trade for picks? Don't matter right now for a contender team.
No, they don't.
You could trade for someone who, 1, has more chemistry, 2, is better offensively and maybe a little bit worse defensively, but he's still probably an elite defender. And 3, the most important of all, is going to be on the court. McKellar Bridges is one of the most durable players, if not the most durable in the NBA. So you put all these guys together, and it's just a perfect match. It's not going to be how are these going to gel together. Obviously, they played in college, but Josh Hart and McKellar Bridges are the ultimate teammates.
Oh, yeah.
Perfect defense, can shoot, can rebound, can play make, unselfish. DiVincenzo has broken out as a sniper, and Jalen Brunson is the head of this team. One thing I look at, though, if the New York Knicks really want to reshape this team, we were talking about the projected starting lineup. Say you want to start all these guys together.
Mm-hmm.
I go out and I trade Julius Randle. You didn't have him half the year.
I agree.
Why not grab a couple picks back and get a bench piece?
Get
There's
some
no
shooters.
point to have Julius Randle because he's like a forward version of Brunson. He needs the ball to be good. He doesn't space. He doesn't have elite defense. Why not go out and trade Julius Randle for maybe a couple bench pieces and some picks? It doesn't hurt.
No.
The contract, 4 years, $90 million.
For Bridges?
Yeah, and he has 2 more years.
What's the AAV on that? 90 divided by 4?
It's like 23.
Something like that.
22.5.
22.5. OG is going to get 40.
Yeah.
He's going to get 40.
Yeah.
What on this paper, how much does somebody around him make? What was OG making right now? OG was making 18 mil, and that was off like his extension with the Raptors when he was a role player.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely upped his game. Like someone like Tobias Harris right now makes $36 million a year.
It's overpaid.
OG
That's unbelievable.
is miles better than him.
Mm-hmm.
So he's going to get north of 40, and you just got someone for cheaper. So I think it's a perfect trade for the Knicks, especially you knew you're going to lose a guy like OG. You go ahead and replace him with, honestly, a better version.
Mm-hmm.
He's better than him.
Yeah, he is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Anything else, or
No, good.
anything else, Bryce, or no? You're good off that?
Just a stunner.
It
right
is.
before the podcast.
Out of nowhere.
Wow.
Yeah.
But moving on to more what is the center of this episode, Stanley Cup Finals just wrapped up, and the Edmonton Oilers couldn't make history. They fall short to the Florida Panthers in Game 7 in a great game, which I thought it was.
Amazing game.
I'll start with you, Bryson. Overall thoughts on this series?
I think it was one of the better series of the past 5 years in the Stanley Cup Finals.
For sure.
Obviously, the reverse sweep potential got everyone on their feet. But at the end of the day, back and forth series, Edmonton climbing back. Even the ESPN guys on First Take are talking about hockey like that. That's how you know a series is going pretty damn well. For not just the fans of the NHL, but fans outside of the game that are tuning into a series like that. I think it was an amazing series to watch.
What do you think, Graham?
It was good because of the fact that Edmonton battled all the way back. I didn't expect them to. I thought they were just going to roll over and die, but obviously they didn't. They fought all the way back, turned it into a 7-gamer that I didn't expect right from game 1. But no, awesome to see that it seems like hockey's growing, and I think it's a good for a place like Florida to have this cup run because it puts hockey on the map a little more. But no, it was a heck of a series. Both teams were playing through injuries, so it was just awesome style of hockey.
Yeah.
Great.
I think it was super entertaining. I think, like I said, I've said this in the past, the best game of any sport is a hockey Game 7, and that being a Stanley Cup Game 7. It's one of the most entertaining things to watch by far, I think. I think it's the best win-or-go-home game. It's unbelievable. That game was back and forth. It's just great hockey. And what I think for you, you guys both talked about the game of hockey growing, I think there's someone that's pushing a narrative for a good way of hockey. I think Pat McAfee's brought a lot of attention to hockey. Because that guy interviews every sport, and he gets people talking about it. And we're First Take, they just care about basketball and football.
Yeah.
McAfee, he knows how to promote, and the Pat McAfee show is way more popular than First Take now.
Yeah.
Everybody's looking for Pat McAfee. No one cares what Stephen A. and Shannon Sharp have to say anymore.
Yeah.
If I'm being serious.
Yeah.
Pat McAfee has all the best guests on. Everybody wants to go on Pat McAfee. It's the best promotion because you feel like you're in a stupid interview with Stephen A. Smith and Shannon Sharp. Pat McAfee, he knows what to do now. He's got it all under control. And I think the publicity he brings to NHL is super important. And I think the NHL in the next couple of years, we're going to see one, the salary cap grow a lot.
Yeah.
And 2, we're going to see a lot more Americans shift towards the NHL. Canada, everybody already knows.
Yeah, everyone
hockey
follows,
and stuff like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But there's these states like Florida. You think anybody in Florida cares about hockey?
Not as much right now.
Let's be serious.
No.
Not right now.
Does anyone in California care about hockey? No.
Nope.
But I think the more you grow this, I think hockey has a lot of potential to be up there with the, obviously not NBA and NFL money because it's just stupid, right?
It's
But
how much they
it can
make,
be. It can be a tier 2 right now, but
It could be.
it's good for how this game's trending.
Yeah.
Thoughts on the series?
Well, obviously it's good that hockey's growing, and it's gonna help when the series goes 7, and
History's on the line.
Yeah, exactly.
And the best players in the series. Maybe
McDavid.
Tkachuk might be the second best player in the league.
That's
I think it's.
debatable.
I don't think it's
He's
ridiculous.
10.
What?
15.
Best player
Yeah,
in the league.
he did
Tkachuk.
nothing.
Nah,
Tkachuk
he's
did
probably-
nothing.
Can you name 5 players better than him? I guarantee you can't.
McDavid, Draisaitl, McKinnon, Makar, Kucherov,
Draisaitl's not
Matthews.
better than Tkachuk.
Draisaitl versus Kachuk. That's an interesting
Draisaitl.
Tkachuk. I take
clears-
Tkachuk.
I'd give Kachuk 10 to 15 range. I would.
Yeah.
Wow.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah, I'd
I'd
say
more so 5 to 10.
Regular season and playoffs.
Yeah.
for sure.
More so 5 to 10 for me.
He's not top.
Matthews
10.
or Tkachuk?
Matthews.
No.
How can you say Tkachuk's better than Matthews after what he did?
It's way better.
Okay.
Matthews what? Scores. Matthews scores 4
goals.
goals against the Coyotes in the regular season.
Well, he produces every night.
Tkachuk led a team to the Stanley Cup with
I wouldn't say
what did he
twice.
have? What did he have last year?
Twice.
What did he
Nobody.
have last year? Did he have a broken pelvis or
Oh
something?
yeah, it was his chest. That was
Sports
really hurt.
hernia or
Everyone
something?
has that.
Yeah. Well, what were the injuries that came out today? Actually, it was
McDavid had some abdominal issue. Which,
McDavid abdominal surgery, Draisaitl broken finger and 2 broken ribs.
oh my god.
But the hockey and NFL guys play through anything.
yeah.
Yeah.
Soccer and NBA,
No.
if anything's tweaked, they're out.
Even MLB.
MLB,
They're the
I don't
worst.
even
Yeah.
want to talk about that sport.
Yeah,
we
IL
talk
10
about
days.
We'll be talking about this in this house over my dead body.
Yeah.
But no, another trade too. Right during the Stanley Cup, Allmark traded from my Bruins to the Senators in kind of a shocking return. I think we could all agree on a Vezina Trophy winner about a year ago gets traded for a late first round pick, a fourth line grinder, and a backup goalie, obviously,
Corpusalo.
who has been shaky at times.
Yeah.
Obviously, some of that retained. I'll start with you, Bryson. Thoughts on this trade?
I mean, as a Red Wing fan, I'm a little pissed off that Ottawa got him because I wanted the Wings to get Ullmark. But at the end of the day, I'm shocked of how much, like how did Ottawa, give up that little for a goalie that high of a caliber? That's what I don't understand.
That guy is literally he's a top half goalie.
Yeah,
It's
he
not
is.
even a debate.
And
It's just the Bruins got stuck with a very good situation.
yeah, and you know what? It's Mark Kastelik is going to be maybe a third line guy at best, maybe. But it seems like the Bruins can turn these kind of guys into
Brazeau.
higher potential.
Brazeau.
I feel like Kastelik could be a good fit in Boston. The 25th pick, I mean, sure, maybe they hit a good player
Good
there,
draft.
but
Tell you what I want to say. Keep going. Sorry.
maybe they'll hit on that pick. Who knows? And then Corpusalo, they still was it 25% retained?
25%.
So, at least Ottawa retains a little bit, but still 75% of that contract, and he is not a good goaltender. I mean, this trade just makes no sense to me.
We all know Allmark had to go, but for the return, it doesn't make sense.
Yeah, for the return, it didn't make sense, but everyone knew Ullmark was going to get dealt, just not that low of a price.
That's where it's tricky because they have no leverage, right? Because everybody knows he's getting traded.
Yeah.
That's where it sucks. Look at someone like McKellar Bridges, New York Knicks sent the whole decade first because he wasn't in a contract year and all this stuff. Thoughts on this?
I think it's good for Ottawa. I mean, obviously,
it automatically bumps Ottawa 5 places up in the standings.
because
They're
now
the
now
worst
they got a goal.
goaltending.
Yeah,
last
yeah.
year.
Yeah, that's what held them back.
Now they got good goaltending, but it was just more of a getting Ullmark to a situation where he can play, because I think Boston got to a point where they were probably like, okay, we can't get a bigger price for him because he's a backup. It's more of all right, move on to a team where you're going to play and we get enough back that we can maybe turn it into something. So it was just a little even, here you go, benefits both sides. Because there's no point of hanging on to 2 really good goalies. I get if one gets hurt, but that's rare. You just want a backup that's playable, and if
Corpusalo's playable because now,
Yeah.
sorry to cut you off,
No,
but
it's
now he's in a role where he's not the starter. He's not playing 60 games. He's going to come in situations where Swayman needs to rest or God forbid there's an injury, and he's going to be in a good system, a good locker room. The Senators, they're not going anywhere. The guy knows he's going to get destroyed every night.
Yeah.
He comes in a situation, he's got good defensemen in front of him. I think he's going to be a fine backup. It's just that.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. No, that basically just sums it up. I'm good.
For me, I think, first when he got traded, and I said to Ottawa, I'm oh, could we get somebody like Shane Pinto maybe?
Yeah.
Like a middle 6 guy with a little bit potential. No, you see the Corpusalo, sure, you get a backup for him. I didn't even know the guy that we traded
Mark
for.
Kastelik?
I don't know, but not a lot of people knows who he is. And then I see the first round pick that was originally ours that we get back. And obviously in the heat of the moment, you're oh my gosh, we got nothing. But I feel like when you look at it, it's a salary dump. Could we be making a move? Me personally, I think if you're not heavily eyeing someone in free agency, I think the Bruins' biggest need is a top 6 guy that can put the puck in the net.
Yep.
You can't rely on Pasternak to score every game, even in the playoffs. Top 6 guy that can score. And if you don't like anyone, why not? Let's flip the pick. Let's flip the pick again.
Yeah.
Flip the pick for somebody and trade for a player.
Yeah. Well,
That's what I think.
Well, fun fact about that pick, actually. That exact pick, has been traded for Tyler Bertuzzi, Alex DeBrincat, and Linus Ullmark.
Jeez.
Been around the block.
Yeah.
So Bruins originally traded it to
The Wings.
Detroit for Bertuzzi, then that got moved to Chicago.
Then we traded it to Ottawa for
Ottawa,
DeBrincat.
sorry, DeBrincat was on Ottawa,
Yeah.
And then that got
And then got traded for Ullmark.
Damn.
Yeah.
the circle of life.
Yeah.
No, thoughts on this?
Well, now Ottawa finally has a good goalie, or an actual number 1 goalie. Because
Yeah.
when's the last time they've actually had a startable goalie?
Ottawa?
Craig Anderson?
Craig Anderson.
Yeah.
Or Matt
That
Murray.
guy.
Matt Murray, Craig Anderson.
Who was on the 17 team with like Hoffman, Stone, Bobby Ryan? Who's
The
goalie?
Hamburglar,
Anderson?
remember
Yeah,
him?
Andrew
Hammond?
Hammond.
Yeah.
Yeah, they haven't had good goalie history really, but
Just a bunch of
I wouldn't
casuals.
expect much from Allmark anymore. I think his career's kind of done in
Oh.
Ottawa. I think with Boston, you just get help with the defense, and
That's a point.
in
I do
Ottawa,
not
you
bad.
just get shipped there to go to
Well,
shit.
you look at Allmark. We traded for him, I believe, in 2021 or 2022 for a 4th-round pick and Curtis Lazar, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So Bruins kind of have this eye for having people and putting them in a good situation.
Yeah.
So who knows? Could he fall apart in Ottawa?
I
That,
think
that
so.
team's a dumpster fire. So who
Goalies
knows,
go up
right?
and down so quick. I wouldn't be surprised.
Or would he be? Is he going to take Ottawa to the playoffs?
No, their team sucks.
Yeah, Ottawa. I mean, but here's the thing. Does Olmark leave Ottawa at the end of the season? Because he did not agree to an extension right after
Extension.
that trade.
He can extend July 1st.
Yeah, he can. But there was buzz last night. I saw that he's just gonna want to wait to see how the season goes until the negotiations go. He's not gonna sign a deal by July 1st.
I wouldn't either there.
So, well, obviously that trade was a shocker, but we'll do coming up. When does free agency start here?
July 1st.
July
coming up,
1st? Oh, yeah,
Monday.
Less than a week.
So
Less than a week.
we'll go through some players here. You guys have a look right now, and who kind of pops your eye? They leave. Give me someone who's leaving, and give me a prediction where they're going. I'll start with you, Bryson.
Well, I got a few here. I actually did.
Shoot them off.
I did like 11 deals by exact term, exact money,
Good.
exact team.
Go. Yeah.
We'll
Go the whatever 8x8. What team?
Well, we're gonna start here at the top with Stamkos. Hear me out.
Are we getting delusional already?
Hear me out.
Yeah, we are. Holy shit.
Stamkos signs with Detroit, 5 years, $8.2 million. I think the trade
Overpay.
today, the Wallman cap dump, we'll get into that for a second. But I think Stamkos, I was actually looking at TSN, and apparently Stamkos to the Red Wings is the second best betting odds after Tampa Bay.
He doesn't
I
leave
think-
Tampa.
I think the connection with Steve Yzerman is, like, he obviously was playing under Steve Yzerman. I think there's a need for goal scoring on our top six, and I think it makes too much sense. 5 years, $8.2 million
Okay.
is my prediction.
What are you
for
looking
that.
at, Ryan? Who's someone that kind of?
I don't think Stamkos leaves.
I don't
I
either.
think they're what Pittsburgh was when they did their cup run, where they just still hang on to everybody, keep making the playoffs,
And just
but
ride it out.
Yeah, just with their heart of those players. But on this list, I'm looking at players like Anthony Mantha. He went to Vegas as like a rental. It didn't work out. I don't think they re-sign him. I think he walks, and not like it's his choice to walk. I just don't think Vegas wants him back. I don't know, maybe like a Detroit reunion.
Chili likes him to the Bruins.
Yeah, he would fit there.
That is
He-
a Bruins
Big
fit.
body that
Yeah.
can throw it and,
and
score.
something gritty. So he'd go to a team like that that'll make the playoffs that are missing that piece of player. But
He's
then
a middle six still, no?
He's a middle six. He's a former over 30 goal scorer.
Yeah.
Yeah.
there's just a lot of players on this list. When you look, it's like they could move because like they didn't work out. Like Vrana.
This free agency, I wouldn't say there's a
Yeah.
lot of superstars. A
No.
lot of good depth pieces.
It's a
though,
very
that can do it.
high-end free agency. Very
yeah,
high-end.
and it's very
Yeah.
deep.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's
Someone who catches my eye is who won the Stanley Cup last night, Sam Reinhart. Kind of one of those random players every year that just breaks out with a lot of goals. Last year or 2 years ago, you could have said Jason Robertson kind of came out of nowhere and scored, 50?
Yep.
Sam Reinhart had 44 through the season. I believe he ended with 62 total goals on the year, including playoffs.
Yep.
So saying Florida can't pay him, he's going to get what? An 8x9? He's going to get absolutely. What do you have him at?
I have him re-signing with Florida. There's news last night that the Panthers are working on a contract.
I think
It's
they
number
lose
one
Montour or
priority.
Reinhart.
They will
One of the
lose
two.
Montour. Reinhardt, I got him re-signed with Florida, 8 by $10.5 million.
That's the thing. When you have a
Yeah.
good year in your contract year, you're going to get
You're
absolutely
getting
blitzed
paid.
with money.
You're getting a bag.
You're
Yeah.
getting absolutely blitzed with money because if he leaves there, he's right now for me. He's what 8x9 easily,
Yeah,
like easily.
easily. You could
So,
get double digits. for
Montour.
sure.
Okay, Montour. What do you say he leaves? What do you have? Where do you have him fitting in? A player like that. I've heard a lot of Leafs.
I have two.
Leafs.
I have two.
I don't want that.
I don't
I
see
don't
it
want that
happening.
prick
Won't
on the
happen.
Leafs.
I don't see it
What about the
happening.
Devils?
New Jersey, their decor. I mean, they got Luke Hughes, Nemitz. They got a lot of offensive guys. I got Montour going to
Montour's
Los Angeles. The Kings?
Montour's more
Yeah.
offensive too, isn't he?
Yeah, he is.
He is. He's an offensive guy. But what was a little concerning was that if you guys noticed watching the game, they took him off the top power play unit towards the end of the series.
Well,
and
Maurice
put,
just shook everything up
yeah.
because they were just rotting, right?
Yeah, he
They put Ekman. They just went
Larson.
veteran,
Yeah,
right?
Ekman Larson.
They
Yeah.
put Tarasenko on there. They just went with
Yeah.
all the vets.
Yeah, they
And
did.
I mean, I don't hate it because they know what they're doing, right? Montour, someone like Montour, what do you think? He thinks the Kings. I hate him, but he's a great hockey player.
He is a good player, man. He's a
I
good
don't
player.
know if he would go to a big market, small market. Like, I don't know. There's a bunch of teams out there who could pay for him. Like, I don't know, Minnesota Wild out there, like a team that'll pay a good contract for him that needs a sturdy defenseman like that.
Mm-hmm.
But I'm looking at the list, and there's just a lot of players who, if they can walk to a team, there's a bunch of just 1-year deal players to go to a contender. I think there's not going to be many, like, long-term deals left, like, for these guys. Like, he'll go somewhere for like a year, nothing more than a year.
Yeah.
Zaitsev, Wenberg, Zucker, guys like that. Henrique, if he still wants to play. Just a bunch of like 1-2 year deals this offseason. Like, there might be a lot of player changes, but I don't think there's going to be any hefty long-term contracts. But even like some of the Leafs players here, like they got Murray, Bertuzzi, Brody, Klingberg. I know he didn't play. Samsonov, Edmondson, like those are all their rental players, and it's like, are they going to bring them back? Are they going to let them go? And it's going to be a busy offseason. I think a lot of team changes,
Very
and
busy.
player changes.
Very busy.
For me, like, you look at someone Montour, I feel like guys that win the cup and they're not able to get re-signed. Say a lot of guys probably want to go back to the team they win the cup with.
Oh, for sure.
Say Florida can't re-sign Montour. I feel like that's where a situation where you just get the most money you can and kind of go to a team. I like Montour going to somewhere like Chicago, maybe. Get paid a lot of money. You're probably the number one defenseman.
Yeah.
Seth Jones, really, he ain't it.
No.
And you maybe try to build something else there, right? You get paid a lot of money and you go to a situation that's rising. Like, just teams like that.
I don't mind that as a fit. I was looking at like teams like San Jose and Chicago, Anaheim, for teams that, well, maybe a reunion Anaheim. That's where he came from, Brandon Montour, before he really got popular. But the big free agent I'm looking at here is Jake Gensel. There is buzz around him like crazy.
He's the hottest free agent on the market right now. There's so many people that want that guy because
so many.
He can put the puck in the net and he's an all-around complete player.
He is.
What do you like for Gensel? Stay or go? I think he goes.
I think he's gone.
He can easily stay, but I think Carolina's got a couple more priorities. Like, are they going to prefer Nikas over him, or are they going to trade?
He's
Nikas,
also a free
open
agent.
Some rooms.
Martin
I know
Necas,
Carolina's got
free
a
agent
or RFA.
trade block. Yeah, okay.
They can trade, but they got. I mean, Teravainen they got too. It's like they got some decisions to make. They could easily let Gensel go.
Yeah.
I don't think. I mean, I think it'll hurt them, but not as much as I bet you like Carolina fans think. But I could easily see Gensel maybe going back to Pittsburgh. I know it kind of went rocky there. He thought he could go back and they didn't want him or something. But I could see him going to some type of sneaky cup contender, not cup contender, but deep playoff run contender that can still pay him quite a bit of money. Like, he won't go to some
like up and rising team that's got cap space and they can make a shot.
Potential,
okay. What are you looking at?
Let me see. Let me just see list of the teams.
Where do you have Gensel?
I got a couple teams that are, I think, the front runners.
Shoot me them.
There's a report tonight that the Kings are having serious interest in trading for Gensel. Apparently, the Kings want to trade his signing rights before the draft for a mid-round pick, just to get something out of it. The Kings are there. The Vancouver Canucks have been a team that's been buzzing around them like crazy, because they paid Roenick, but they still have cap space. Mm-hmm. And I think those are the two teams. And one other free agent I want to point out which is going to be really interesting, you can't predict his contract, is Elias Lindholm. He had a really bad year with Vancouver, and one team that I think that he's going to go to is the Boston Bruins.
I was just going to say, I'm scared the Bruins are going to pay him and pay him a lot.
It's a fit. They need a center. Lindholm, he could bounce back though. I mean, he's a solid player.
I think he's still, for the down year he had, I think he can get a lot of money still.
He can.
What's the contract?
I think he can get around the $6 million range, maybe at best. I mean, his down year is half a point a game with Vancouver. I mean, a team's going to look and try and maybe, does he get a long-term deal? Does he get like a tryout contract, like a bridge deal, like 2-3 years?
I think he goes on a prove it deal. That's just my opinion.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, prove it contract, like 2 years,
But
$4.5 million.
someone like Jake Gensel, I can see him going back to the Penguins.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
he was loved there.
He was
Because Crosby loved him, one. And number
Yeah.
two, can they still be a sneaky cup contender? I
Certainly
think
could.
they can make a run still.
certainly
I don't think it's ridiculous to say somebody's going to make a run.
Yeah.
It's not
Like
ridiculous
obviously
at all.
like Pittsburgh, I mean, but
Yeah.
I don't know, like would you consider like someone like Nashville a sneaky team or like someone that wasn't in the
He could fit
playoffs?
in Nashville.
They're going to
Like
be
what?
an
You're
aggressive
talking
team.
sneaky like a team that wasn't in the playoffs that could like sneak into the playoffs and win a couple of rounds, kind of like Florida last year.
Yeah, I think so. There were so many teams that were making pushes towards the end there, kind of on the fence. Like even Philly kind of made a case to make playoffs.
Islanders,
Washington
Washington.
made it, but like just barely because it was Pittsburgh, Philly, Washington, Detroit, all around there. Like I don't know where he could go. He's gonna be the top. I'd have him as the number one player. In
He's your
free
number one?
agency.
Who's
I
that,
would.
Gensel?
Gensel, yeah. I
Yeah,
would.
him or Reinhardt,
Yeah.
one of the two. But
Yeah.
I want to talk about something I saw today, which is going to get you two going. Jake DeBrusk.
He's gone. I think
There
he's
is
gone.
mutual interest between him and the Leafs. He wants to sign in Toronto.
Personally,
I saw that today.
Personally, I think he's gone.
Yeah.
That's just my personal opinion. There's been rumors around Jake DeBrusk traded and leaving for the last 2 years. I think this is it for him. He played his last game as a Bruin against the Panthers. I think there's other guys too that can slot into his position.
Mm-hmm.
Like I said, we need goal scoring. He brings it sometimes he doesn't. So
Inconsistent.
I'm fine with moving on from Jake DeBrusk. I don't really think he moves the needle like tremendously, but
Yeah.
he shows up sometimes when you need him. But you look at other guys here, like if the Bruins are somehow able to sign, let's say we get someone who's, I don't know if he's on there, Marchessault. Say we can
He's
grab a
over.
Marchessault,
He's going to be a good pickup
right?
for
He's
anybody.
a DeBrusk fill-in, and he's better than him. So,
Mm-hmm.
what do you have his contract?
Jake DeBrusk?
No. Marchessault, because he's getting a little bit older too.
I actually have him written down here.
6 more?
I have him signing with the Buffalo Sabres, team on the come up, 6 years, $7.4 million.
6 years, 7.4.
He had a big year. Vegas can't keep him.
Conn
The team-
Smythe,
Yeah,
ex-Conn Smythe winner.
Someone's going to pay the guy, and he
Yeah.
deserves it.
That he could also go to a random team for a bag.
Yeah.
That's why I have him sign with Buffalo. They're on the come up, and they need help scoring goals.
Yeah.
Why not?
So talking about free agency, we'll talk about NBA free agency here in a couple of minutes, but I just want to talk about this. NBA drafts tomorrow.
Yeah.
What team's Bronny going to go to?
Oh.
Is he a Laker with his father, or is a random team going to take him?
I don't think he's a Laker. I honestly think just from the buzz of people now, him wanting to fill his own shoes, I think he can totally get turned into, because he's like kind of like a buffier kid, right? It's like
He's got
He
the
could-
people who think he's bad. They're stupid because 1, he has the genes. 2, he has the coaching. 3, he has the potential. The guy's our age, 19 years old.
He
He's
has
gonna
the
develop.
potential. I think as much as you hate saying it, he like when the rumors of him saying, "Yeah, I want to be like I could be like a Derek White." This, I mean, that's not even a bad thing. Like teams need.
He
that.
knows his role.
Like teams can miss that from a young player, the grit, the hard work like that. If he goes in like that, I think obviously I don't think he's a first rounder. I think he's a last rounder. Like pick 45 to 54
56,
range
yeah.
around there. I think that's where he goes. I think a team just scoops him up anyways. Just
Random
because
team?
I don't think a random team, but I think a team with a somewhat decent market. I don't think it's going to be like some casual franchise that grabs him, but
So I'll ask you this, a follow-up question. Do you think the team that drafts him is going to try to pursue LeBron? Obviously, LeBron has this player option. He can opt in, opt out by July 1st. Is that team that Bronny's going to get drafted to? Will LeBron join that team? That's my follow-up.
I think they can try, but I don't think so. I like LeBron's getting old, but he's still good. But it's just I don't think they'll see worth in just drafting Bronny just to get LeBron, because if LeBron doesn't go there, like say a team casual team. Like, what if the Hornets snag Bronny or something? Like,
He's not going there.
late
Or
in the
the-
first round.
yeah.
Like, LeBron's not going to go to the Hornets, right? Because they're garbage. So
Why would he go there?
That's why
That's
I don't
unbelievable.
think teams are looking at
Imagine.
it like that. That's why. I
Remember
think
when
he
we were
goes
thinking
later.
when LeBron said wherever Bronny goes,
Yeah.
I'm going, and like people had him mocked up in like
Yeah.
Wizards jerseys
Yeah,
and
exactly.
shit.
No way.
Like he's not like
so
no.
I don't think because they'll have to pay LeBron money still, like to go to that team. Like they can trade him, but they
Lots.
gotta pay him. That's why I don't think the team who drafts Bronny is gonna target LeBron. That's why I think he slips.
What's his
till
player
the
option
end.
on there at the top?
It's
No, it's on the
49 million.
piece of paper. 49.
Yeah,
So he's
49, yeah.
So do you think he opts into that player option, or do you think he declines and gets extended?
I honestly
LeBron he'll get more if he wants to.
which sucks. I don't think he'll do it, but he should like decline it and take less and help the Lakers team. But I think he'll either opt in or he'll decline and want more somewhere. But I think the smarter decision would be to decline it, take less, and try because like they are just missing a couple pieces that I feel like they could find in free agency. So
Sorry, player options 51 mil.
Oh.
Right now he's getting
Wow.
paid 49 mil a year.
So I don't know. I just think Bronny will go to a team that he can come off the bench and just,
Right away?
I think right away in like garbage time minutes and just adapt fast. I think they can develop him pretty well into a versatile player.
He can't go to a dumpster fire though because
No,
you
he
need a team
can't.
with good coaching.
Like he's not going to be one of the players where you draft him and immediately he's 15 points a game. Like it'll take him time to get used to the
Yeah.
NBA level, but I think he's a prodigy that you can develop into a good player.
What do you think's gonna shake out? First, second
Where he
round.
goes, I think he'll go late second round. I think he has to go to the Lakers. I don't think LeBron will leave either, just because JJ Redick's there now, and they're kind of like bros, right?
Mhm.
They're cool.
So
Yeah.
Before you go here, Bryce, I was just saying my opinion. I think
Yeah,
my opinion's pretty simple. I'm not gonna fall for too many smoke screens. I think the first pick the Lakers have, they're gonna take him. Lakers are must win right now, or like they're still in a championship window. None of these picks, I think, these later picks are gonna move the needle. If he's not gone and Bronny's on that board, it's above Jeannie Buss, the owner. It's above Pelinka. It's above JJ Redick. It's LeBron's decision at the end of the day. He said if he goes into that front office and says, "I want my son on my team," what are they gonna say to him?
They're not gonna say no.
What are they gonna say
But
to
I
him?
feel like it'd be a better storyline of him playing against Bronny, wouldn't you think? Like
That would be
it'd,
pretty cool.
it'd be
First
way
game
cooler.
against
It'd be
Bronny.
way
Yeah.
cooler.
Yeah.
Like
It'd
a
be-
father and son playing against each other.
It'd be way cooler. I think if they played together, it'd be like awkward.
Yeah, I feel like it
Weird?
Could be. It might be
Like
a
they're on the
little
same
clumsy.
team. Like
Yeah.
Bronny's like flying. He's doing all like teammates like like they're like partying and shit. Like
And then it's
LeBron's
just his
partying
dad
with his
him.
son.
Yeah,
It's a little weird.
It'll probably be a little weird, but I don't
But
know.
personally, my opinion, I think he goes to the Lakers. Whatever, in a trade up, trade down, stay, he falls to them. I think Bronny is a Laker. I don't know. I think the NBA draft's two parts. It's today and tomorrow. First round's tomorrow. No. First round's tomorrow. The second round's Thursday. Day one, day two. If I were to pick, do the Lakers have a first?
yeah, they do.
Lakers take Bronny in the first round. That's my prediction.
Wow.
At 17.
17.
Whoa. I mean, that's set up for a crazy story.
17. LeBron says so. That's my prediction.
LeBron
LeBron
says
says
so.
so. Bronny's a Laker.
I
He's
think
not going to go first.
it has to be the Lakers. It has to be the Lakers. There's no other team. I will throw in one other team though. I will throw in the Dallas Mavericks with the final pick of the draft.
Okay, I was thinking of something else. I feel like a team like Philly would take him.
Yeah.
A team that just wants
Philly?
him to come off the bench, or they're going to be in
Yeah.
the playoffs. That
Yeah.
guy will be diving for loose balls, right? Like you said, like
Yeah.
a Derek White player
You
would be
need
diving
those
for loose
players.
balls. He'll be hitting knockdown jumpers, right? He'll be playing on-ball defense. Just teams that bring energy, right? Go ahead.
But get this, like the Mavs already got Kyrie, right?
Yes,
Could
sir.
you imagine LeBron going to Dallas with Kyrie, that reunion plus
So
Luka?
do you think LeBron follows if Bronny gets drafted somewhere else?
I think like why wouldn't he? He's like in the final years of his career. He's already won rings. He
LeBron's
already has,
got what 3 years left max if he really wants to.
the way he's
3,
playing. I'd
3
say
years, yeah.
4 maybe.
He won't play 4.
He won't.
I'd
3.
say 2 or 3.
2 or 3. Yeah, fair enough.
So you think your prediction is
Lakers,
but if he doesn't get drafted to the
Dallas
Lakers,
with the last pick of the draft.
okay, say he gets drafted somewhere else, LeBron follows.
He follows to the Mavericks.
Does
somehow.
he follow anywhere or just contenders?
Contender.
Say Bronny gets drafted to Philly in the second round, Is LeBron going there? No. He's not?
I don't think he's going to Philly.
No?
I couldn't see LeBron in Philly.
I couldn't either.
Could you see him on any other teams if Bronny gets drafted there?
No.
Like if there's like
100% see him on the
if
Mavericks.
there's an under the table plan right now where obviously it'd be like major tampering, but what's gonna happen? They're not gonna ban LeBron from the NBA. Let's say for instance right now the Suns say we're gonna draft Bronny. Are you gonna follow? He says if you take him, I'm gonna follow. Like, is that delusional to say?
It's not delusional to
It's
say.
not, but
No?
I myself can't see it happening. I think he just doesn't want to overshadow Bronny.
Yeah.
Right? Let him do his own thing. If it doesn't work out, it doesn't work out. He doesn't have stress. But I think he'll just let Bronny do his own thing and start his own path and not be known for, oh, he's playing on his team with his dad. That's why he's this, that. Just let him do his
That's a
own
good
thing.
point.
I think if
That's a good point.
Bronny gets drafted somewhere else in the Lakers, I don't think LeBron leaves. I think he stays in LA.
Yeah.
He will.
Bronny to the Raptors.
I'd like that. I
No.
could see Bronny
I'm
to the
looking here.
Spurs.
Golden
Why not?
State?
That's what I was gonna say.
Warriors?
Warriors?
That pick 52?
And number one,
Do the Spurs have a pick down there?
Indiana's got 2.
and to
Pacers.
start Bryson, if he goes to the Warriors, then you look down the road. Say LeBron opts out of his player option and gets more.
Yeah.
Say it's a 1-year deal or 2-year deal.
Play with Steph.
Then we talk. LeBron's really going to Golden State to end his career to play with number 1 Curry. And number 2, his son. I think that's when it gets serious.
That'd be
cool.
unbelievable.
That'd be cool.
That'd
So
be cool.
you got Bronny.
Lakers.
What round? Second round to the Lakers.
Second round of Lakers.
Second
I got
round
Bronny
Lakers.
first round Lakers. What do you have?
Second round Lakers.
I'll go second round Spurs if they have a pick.
Second round Spurs.
They do at 48.
Yeah.
Bronny
Pick
times
48.
Wemby
Yeah.
times Donovan Clingan.
Or they go in to get a guard.
Sar.
Why would they take Clingan?
What pick do the Spurs have?
7.
There's rumors that they want to take Clingan. To
They
pair him
have
with
pick
Wemby.
4.
Oh, 4 and
Pick
8.
4. And 8.
Spurs gonna
Yeah.
be good.
They can be loaded. Like the amount of talent they can get from this draft.
Who are Raptors taking?
Edie. No, I
You think
don't
so?
know. I
I like Evans mock. I like Collier to the
Yeah.
Raptors.
Yeah.
He can score and he can play a little bit of defense.
I think they either go with a guard or they go with Edie.
the Raptors need. Oh my god, that team needs a spark off the bench so bad.
Edie
So
or a
let's
guard.
switch topics here. Scotty Barnes gets paid 5 years, 225 can be up to 270.
Oh my god.
I believe so.
It's a slight overpay, but
But that's the standard,
be
right?
done,
If you're
yeah.
an all-star, you get the
Yeah.
max rookie extension. That's what it
It
is.
just had to be done.
Let's say thoughts on this contract, Joey, and then the Raptors' future outlook. Let's say for the next 2-3 years, what does this team need to do to get back to a team
Yeah.
where even with DeRozan and Lowry, where they're making the playoffs consistently, and such a fun team to watch and support because nobody wants to watch the Raptors right now.
I don't think the contract's bad just because they just pay anyone in the NBA
Yeah.
now.
Yeah.
And now that
Anyone
he's an
gets paid.
all-star,
Yeah.
even though he didn't initially make it, he made it because people got injured, right?
Yep.
Yeah.
Still, he made the all-star game. Good for him. He gets his money, and he's the best player on the team. So
Yes, by far.
you pay the guy. Just keep him in Toronto.
Oh, you have to.
The future.
The future,
What does this team need?
they need a dominant center. That's what they need first. And then they got to just build the culture and add an all-star, and that's how they'll end up competing in the future.
I agree.
I'd like to see them trade up, like I said, for the Sar dude, because then it's a center they can space the floor with. I think because
He can pull it too,
Because
right?
when you want, so if they decide, and I think they have, okay, we're gonna build around Scotty Barnes. Scotty Barnes isn't going out there and shooting threes. He needs to get to the hoop. So I think the only way you can do that is if you get a spacing center that can play interior and the exterior. It'll be good because right now they got Podol and it's just kind of clustered. And RJ Barrett's not the greatest 3-point
No.
shooter. He likes to go into the paint, make moves.
Podol's
and-
got to go.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I think if they get a spacing center, but it's a tough draft for it because I think outside of Sar, there's
nothing.
probably not spacing centers. So that's
There's
why
nothing.
they
Like
either
we can't have an Edie
no
on this team.
because if you have Edie and Podol, then Olenek's your spacer off the bench, but it's just like there's just no spacing because you'll be guys just running into the paint, and then you'll be relying on quickly Dick to get off threes all the time.
Yeah.
It'll just be
It'd literally be like a rec
mess.
team with a bunch of
it'll be
60s.
a mess offense. So I think one, they should try and trade up for Sar, and two, if they can't, then they got to go and get another type of guard and then they can just have a good flow off the bench. But
I mean, I think at the draft, I think they should address the guard position.
yeah,
Jared McCain, maybe if he falls to 19.
Trent's a free agent finally, so he can kick rocks.
I'm looking at Jacoby Walter, maybe from Baylor. Could be a
Okay.
good pick there.
What's the guy from Colorado?
Cody Williams.
Cody
Williams.
Williams.
I would
Cody
draft
Williams.
him.
You
He's
wouldn't?
a good player.
He doesn't have good work ethic.
He's not a bad player.
people have the George dude from Miami. He'd
And
fit on
yeah,
the Raptors.
yeah.
He's a good
yeah.
So
catch and shoot guy.
He's
nice.
I think that this team, whatever, Scotty Barnes contract, you have to
Yeah,
live with
you
it.
have to.
Anyone gets
You have
paid.
to pay him.
So this Raptors team, let's look before DeRozan and Lowry really broke out. Like 2013, we had the Raptors have always had a bunch of great role players, young players, but they always haven't had the superstar before Kawhi that can get over the hump, right? You have end up with 2 All-Stars. Let's just say quickly breaks out, okay? He's an All-Star caliber player, and you have Scotty Barnes, okay? RJ Barrett, whoever you draft pans out this year. Grady Dick's a great role player. It's the same thing, I feel like. You have to repeat the thing where you found success. You got to move one of those vital pieces and some picks for a superstar. Nobody is going to sign with Toronto as a superstar.
Nobody.
Who are the top names on this?
LeBron,
Won't
Paul
come
George.
to Toronto.
Paul George,
will never
no.
come to
Clay,
Toronto.
never.
Would never come to Toronto.
James Harden.
Would never
No.
come to Toronto.
Gordon
So
Hayward.
DeMar,
maybe.
maybe. DeRozan.
DeRozan, whatever. He's not a superstar.
It won't fit now.
It won't
because
fit
you
now.
have Scotty and you got.
He
RJ
can't even
Barrett.
space the floor.
Yeah. So that's. It won't fit now
So
unless you move.
you
one
look
of
at this
them.
Raptors future. You need somebody to come in, and this isn't Scotty Barnes, a guy that can come in and say, "I'm the number one option. I'm the superstar of this team." Scotty Barnes is a great complementary piece. There is not a superstar on this team. That's why they're not going to go far, anyways.
I agree.
Because there's nobody that pushes this team. There's no, when it comes down, the game's on the line, there's a bucket getter. There isn't. Who said it? There's no dogs on Toronto. Pat Bev?
Yeah.
There aren't. There's none of them.
That's facts.
There's absolutely nobody on this team. They have a great foundation, though. So you find the foundation, you got to hit. Are we going to hit a superstar in the 15th pick? 5% chance we do. So you just got to keep building what you have, and you got to make a move.
Yep.
As a small market team, you have to make a big trade.
Yeah.
Look at what the Pacers did. Sabonis for Halliburton.
Yeah.
Siakam.
They're making
Those guys
moves.
aren't signing with Indiana when the open market hits.
No.
They want to go to LA, Miami, New York.
The
Nobody
big-time
wants to go to
markets.
the small.
Yeah.
It's just how it works.
It is.
I see how long until this team's in the playoffs.
Raptors.
4
3
years. 4 years.
4?
Yeah.
I'd say 2. Not this year, not next year, the year after. So the
I
third
agree
year.
with that. It's not hard to make the NBA.
No.
playoffs.
Yeah. I'd say.
Let's
3
say not
years
this
max.
year,
3 years.
not next year, the one
Yeah.
after.
Yeah.
Maybe sneaky
'Cause you can get in
year
the
after.
play and play good.
And then
Well,
squeeze.
Get your ass kicked first
Well,
round.
any
At
dream
least.
scenario is they get Shea Gilgeous-Alexander.
He won't even come here. He'll be there for life, OKC, I guarantee it.
You think so?
I guarantee it.
Yeah.
Probably loves it there.
Yeah.
The Raptors say they have a good year this year, maybe a sneaky playoff team the year after, maybe.
8 seed.
But you
maybe?
got to build so much, right?
Yeah.
You also gotta get some playoff experience.
They have a
before
lot
you
of
go
work
to
That's
the-
what you need because the Raptors team before they got Kawhi are in the playoffs every year. OG, Van Vliet, Powell, Lowry.
Yeah.
They got Ibaka, Gasol. All those guys knew what it took. When this team gets in the playoffs, say we trade for a superstar next year,
Yeah.
and we haven't made the playoffs.
Yeah, it won't work.
Scotty and Grady Dick and Quickly and Barrett, they're going to be holding their dicks in their hand. They won't know what to do.
Not at all. They'll feel the pressure.
So I don't know.
Sure.
Raptors rant, they're just not good. They're not fun to watch. Only go to a Raptors game if the opposing team has good players on it, which I did 3 times this year with Wemby, Curry, and LeBron, or else. And Raptors tickets prices are stupid for how bad they are. Because where else are you going to go for a basketball game? Where's the closest for an NBA game?
Detroit
Yeah.
Detroit?
Pistons.
New York?
Even they're garbage.
Yeah. Where you want to go for a good basketball game? You got to drive to MSG.
Or Cleveland. One of the two.
Cleveland.
Yeah,
Cavs.
That's it.
Yeah.
Whatever. NBA free agents. Let's go through them. Who are you predicting? Let's start with the obviously the most intriguing one. We already went through LeBron.
Yeah.
Most intriguing one. Klay Thompson. Stay or leave?
Leave.
Where? Orlando Magic, you said, right?
I like him on the
Orlando?
Magic.
Bryce, stay or leave?
He's staying. He's
Stay or
taking a
leave?
cheaper
I
deal.
think he'll stay.
I think stay. Shorter pay cut,
Yeah.
longer term. They lined up Draymond last year, got 4 years, 100 mil. I think Klay Thompson's going to get 3 years. What is he right now? He got 37 last year. Klay Thompson, high 20s. High 20s. 3 years, high 20s.
Yep.
Guys like Buddy Hield are 23. Lowry's 28. DeRozan's 27. 3 years, 28 mil.
Yep.
Lines up with Green and Clay to retire as Warriors. What's your contract prediction for the Magic? You think they 4 years huge splash on him?
Yeah.
Like 4 years 80 mil.
That's kind of much. I'd go 4 years. I'd give him 20. Yeah, 20 mil a year, probably. So 4 years 60. No, 4 years 80. Yeah, so 20.
So mine was kind of high. High 20s. That's high
It's pretty high.
for who Clay is now. But
Yeah.
there's obviously, when the Warriors negotiate, there's an emotional value because what he's done, right?
Yeah.
The Dunleavy Jr., he said, it's hard to negotiate with someone who's done so much for your franchise and you try to keep it a business aspect. Come on. What are you going to say to the guy? If he doesn't want to take a pay cut, they're screwed.
Yep.
Probably will only leave if he gets 30.
Because if now you look at a business perspective, if Klay Thompson's going to start being greedy and saying everything I did for you guys,
Yep.
you have to let him walk.
You have to.
If you want to
Yeah.
give Curry and the Warriors another chance to win, you have to let Klay Thompson walk if he's going to be greedy.
Absolutely.
That's just my
Absolutely.
take. Any other teams besides?
What about OKC?
You like that?
Yeah.
I think OKC just made a huge move.
With
Like
Caruso.
a big needle threading move. Josh Giddey, who did virtually nothing for the
Josh
Thunder this playoffs.
Hate him now.
Nothing.
And then they get Caruso.
Who does it all.
Yeah.
He can shoot. He
And
can
he
space the
works hard.
floor. That's a Derek
Effort.
White right there.
All
Needle threading, moving player right there.
Mhm.
Say Clay leaves, where?
Where?
Because let's be clear here. If he leaves, he's getting a lot of money.
Yeah.
Yep.
He's not taking a pay cut to go to another team and play more.
No, he won't.
See the 76ers.
76ers.
For a lot of money, you think a team would pay?
That'd be
For
nice.
him,
That'd be
I think
tough.
if he leaves, he's going to have to get a bag.
Yeah. So like an up and coming team that can spend, that's going to be in the playoffs. Magic can spend.
Yep.
Let's look. You think the Heat would pay for him?
No.
No.
He is a Heat type of player, but I don't think.
I think maybe Memphis. Grizzlies.
But
maybe.
he won't go there just because they're terrible.
Yeah, I mean, they could have
Actually,
a good year
John's
next
He-
year.
he
Grizzlies
is-
ain't going to be terrible next year.
He has beef with Memphis.
He don't fuck with
anyways.
them. No, he would. That's one person who would never do it.
No.
You don't think he would?
Like, do you see Clay going to like Pistons, Nets, Wizards for a boat shit of money?
I thought about it with the Spurs.
Like, say
but they
Clay
could've-
signs with the Spurs.
Yeah.
yeah, that's not bad.
4 years, 100 mil,
Yeah,
20
could
mil a
happen.
year.
I could see it.
It
I
could
could
be
see it.
crazy. I mean, he could.
Can
do
you
it.
see that?
I
Yeah.
could.
He could. Do
I
it.
could. I could see it. I could see it.
No, he's only going to play on a good team.
Imagine winning your whole career and then just going there for the money. I'd feel terrible with myself.
Yeah.
Because I'm already
All
a
you've
millionaire.
done is
Yeah.
made the playoffs and won.
Yeah, and then you're going to be sitting in 50% capacity arenas.
San Antonio.
That's
San
The
Antonio.
Spurs will sell out.
Yeah, they'll be good.
They'll sell out. I'm saying, say he goes to the Pistons,
Oh, yeah.
and they're dog shit awful. Pistons fired Monty Williams, by the way, after last year, giving him the highest paid head coaching contract
That's
of all time.
nuts.
Like,
That's
now they have
nuts.
to pay him that money.
They have
the
to pay
owner
him.
has to pay him
He-
straight
Owner
up.
has to pay out of the pocket.
He doesn't even need to go get a job.
So
for
that's
the
like
next
the
couple
best
years.
job
He
ever.
really
So
doesn't.
money
He's
grows
laying
on
it.
trees.
Who
for
did
the-
it? Cliff
Yeah.
Kingsbury.
Yeah.
Remember, he said he's
Yeah.
going to be laying in Cabo because
Yeah.
the Cardinals are still playing him,
Yeah, he-
paying him. Sorry.
That's-
And who was
He'd
the
rather get
Who was the
fired.
Panthers head coach before Frank Reich? They fired him mid-season.
I can't
Oh
remember.
Oh my
the
gosh.
name.
Matt Rule.
Oh,
They're
yeah.
still paying him, and he's coaching Nebraska.
Yeah.
He's still getting paychecks wired to his account from the Carolina Panthers. That's
that's
a
crazy.
sick joke, bro.
Yeah.
Paul
Second
George.
best job of all time.
Making it pretty obvious that he's leaving.
Really?
Yeah.
I think the Clippers got to do something.
They
got-
just won't be good forever.
never. Kawhi
I
never
thought it was a
plays
year.
for them.
You did?
I was
I thought
bottom.
in the regular season when they were trucking through people, it was too.
Oh yeah.
But like you said, when it's in your DNA, you can't win a championship. Westbrook, Harden, Paul George, it shows in the playoffs.
Yeah,
No matter how much experience you have, those guys, they can't perform in the playoffs. Paul George, I'll start. Golden State Warriors. Klay Thompson takes a pay cut. Paul George opts out of his player option. What's he right here? His player option's $48 million.
Yeah.
He said, quote from Paul George, I want to play right basketball. I want less than my player option. 48 mil, say he takes a pay cut, 40 mil a year, Warriors give him, let's say. Klay Thompson takes a pay cut. Are the Warriors contenders with Paul George?
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Yeah?
If they go Paul George over Klay Thompson, they're for sure a contender.
Like what? Paul George over Klay Thompson, like what?
Like
They-
Klay walks.
Like they let Klay go.
say
then they bring in
Klay
Paul
takes
George.
a pay cut, even if Klay stays and Paul George stays. It doesn't matter,
It
right?
doesn't matter
Because Klay's
As
not
long
hurting
as they
the
get
team.
Paul-
yeah.
Yeah.
You like legit serious contender?
Yeah. Paul George is still good.
I think he's still very good.
I think he's a great
Warriors need to address the center though, because
Yeah.
Kevon Looney, it looks like he's going to be bought out. That team needs a middleman. That's a team where they need a Zach Edey, Donovan Clingan to control the.
Because when your main ball handler can pull up from half court, you don't.
It
Need
does-
to
the spacing
space-
doesn't
you don't-
matter.
You don't need to.
It doesn't
you just
matter.
need a guy that can fetch his rebounds, then just kick out.
Yep. Yep.
Bang on.
Yep.
So where do you like Paul George?
I like
Do you
Paul
like
George.
Do you like the Warriors take?
I do like it. I'm looking at a couple teams, maybe Sacramento.
Yeah.
thinking
That's
Yeah.
a good one.
I was
It's a
thinking
banger.
Sacramento.
They
gonna
just gave
say
Malik
that.
Monk a bag too, who's
Yeah.
probably one of the best bench players in the
Yeah.
league.
And I'm looking at the Atlanta Hawks potentially.
Okay.
That could be another fit with Trey and it looks like DeJounte Murray's
I
leaving,
think he's
right?
got to go. He
Yeah.
didn't fit well with that
DeJounte,
team.
I'd love him on the Warriors. I'd love.
I
him
saw
on the
that
Warriors.
today.
Yeah.
I saw that today.
It'd be.
But
So,
I'm
He's
gonna go
a
with the
guy that can
Kings.
just pick up number ones from half
and he
court.
can still score too. Like
He can give you 18, 20.
like even if they keep Clay and they get DeJounte,
Clay comes off the bench if he
Yeah,
re-signs with the
that would be
Warriors. He
so
doesn't start.
tough.
That'd be
He doesn't
tough.
start.
Even
He's a spark.
DeJounte on the Warriors would be a contender.
You think so?
I love.
You think it elevates that much?
Yeah.
He just didn't have a good fit
Contender.
with Trey Young.
No, he didn't.
He didn't.
Just
Yeah.
nobody has.
He's
good
a
fit
he's a
with
great
Trey.
individual player, but if he
Yeah.
can gel with the right team,
But like nobody has a good fit with Trey.
Like,
Young.
who can
It's
play
starting
well
to
with
be a
Trae Young?
common
Yeah.
theme here. Legit, nobody plays well with Trey Young.
Because he's not good.
that's one player I could say with my heart will never win a ring.
Never.
Never.
Never
I
won.
agree. We can all
Never.
agree on
Might
that.
not even make a
That'd be a
conference
fun
finals.
game naming
Actually,
every
already
player
did.
that
won't
Mickey Mouse.
Name what was that, Joe?
Just name players that will never win. Just a lot of them
There's a lot.
in the NBA.
There's a lot. Let's see. Let's name one more that will never win in the NBA.
James Harden.
James Harden, yeah.
We've been knowing that since he left
James
Houston.
Harden.
A player that won't win a ring right now that's on a good team.
Embiid.
Maybe.
He'll never win.
You don't think so?
No, I hate him so much.
I don't know, man.
Who's a great team right now in the West or East that will never ever win a ring?
Luca.
No, shut
He'll
up.
win a ring.
No, he
He'll
will
win
not.
a ring. He'll win a ring.
He'll win 4 rings. by all
Embiid, I might be able to hop on
Halliburton?
that train.
I don't know.
He'll
Yeah.
never win a ring.
Hallie won't.
He'll never win a ring.
Hallie won't. Siakam, or he already has a ring. What am I
already
talking
has a
about?
ring.
Fox or Sabonis? Will the Kings win?
They'll
a
never
ring
win
at
a
all?
ring.
I don't
They'll
know.
never
Donovan
win a ring.
Mitchell. Never.
He'll never
Never,
win a
never.
ring.
Yeah.
Paulo Banchero will never win a ring.
No.
Banchero?
He'll
You
never
don't
win a
think
ring.
so?
So young.
he'll
You
win
can't say
one.
that now.
Cade Cunningham.
Scotty Barnes will never win a ring.
Well, yeah, we know that.
Let's say as a primary option, right? Like Paulo Banchero, say the guy's 38, and he's like a Udonis Haslem on the bench, and he wins by not even playing,
Udonis
right?
Haslem.
Like saying when these guys are legitimately playing, like I could say
Yeah.
with my whole heart right now that Gary Trent Jr. is never winning a ring while making an impact.
What about Booker?
He'll never win a ring.
No.
He will never win a ring. Booker, most overrated player in the NBA.
I agree.
So funny.
I agree.
I probably if this was a year ago, I'd say Tatum would never win a ring. So that shows you how much credibility this has.
Yeah.
Let's do a couple more names here. James Harden, UFA.
UFA.
Interesting.
Okay.
Love
I
the
think
guy, bro.
let's be serious for a sec. Like people think it's unrealistic to say this. He wants to go somewhere where there's a party life. People think it's
Yeah.
crazy.
Miami.
He cares about it. Heat. Perfect example.
Yeah.
He's going.
New
I'd
Orleans.
if there was
Yeah.
like a prop bet anywhere out there right now where I'd say I'd put my life savings on him to go to a New York team, state of Miami, New York, or LA.
Yeah.
He's not going anywhere else. Back to Houston?
Houston's a
can't see it.
big city. You could
That
see it.
Is
More
James
guys
Harden
out
going to take a
there.
pay cut? Right now, got paid last year $34 million.
I don't see him as the guy that takes
Oh, hell
anything.
no.
No.
He wants everything he can get.
Yeah.
How about the
he's-
Knicks off the bench?
I
Knicks
can't see it
again.
now. I can't see it
They have
now.
way too many
Yeah,
players.
I can't
now.
see it now.
I could see the New Orleans Pelicans as a fit.
Okay, they need a point guard bad.
I could see that. And it's a
CJ
big
Hughes.
party city too.
He's not a
New
point
Orleans?
No,
guard.
he's not. He's actually terrible. At
The
that.
Heat
a
could.
bench
The
guy.
realistically, the Heat could use him.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
They could use him.
they could absolutely.
They need. They need Terry Rozier. You're not winning a
And they
championship.
traded with
at
him,
the
and he
helm.
got hurt instantly. It was
Well,
like,
if you look at that Heat lineup, Harden, Hero, Butler, Hawkins Jr.,
And
Bam, and then off the bench, Terry Rozier,
Jovic.
Robinson, Jovic,
Jovic is solid. That's a good
Eric
core.
Spoelstra. I think Eric Spoelstra could maybe get him in line a little bit too,
Mm-hmm.
because Harden. We know the guy's.
I
His-
don't know if anyone could.
Well, then they have the
It's hard.
If
15th
any
pick.
team could, it's the Heat. Because the Heat culture, everyone
course.
knows it's good.
And then they have the 15th pick, so they'll be adding another prospect to that bench too.
One that
Yeah.
they,
Which they always hit on. Hawkins Jr. late first. The
That
guy
was a
was
steal.
it'll be another player that
Perfect
they'll
mesh
fail to
player.
use.
yeah.
They don't use Jovic enough. He's actually
They don't.
pretty good.
He is solid.
They'd rather play Duncan
Yeah,
Robinson.
I don't get it.
He's getting
Remember
paid
how
a
much they
ton of
paid
money.
Robinson?
He's another
5
guy
years,
where he's,
100 mil,
He's
I
another
think.
guy where he's basically riding the bench, just doing whatever he wants. He's getting.
He's
a
in
pound.
Miami getting paid
Yeah.
20 mil a year to watch courtside.
Yeah, it's crazy.
Gordon Hayward's on the top free agent list. He got paid 30 mil this year.
Yeah, he's done.
Who did?
Gordon Hayward.
Did he even play for OKC
What?
in
No,
the
he
playoffs?
Sam
How'd he get that
Presti,
much
Sam
money?
Presti, remember the quote I've sent to the chat?
Yeah.
I missed on that. That's
Yeah.
on me. Yeah, no shit, buddy. When he
Yeah.
broke his leg, he was done. I feel
Oh,
bad for him,
yeah.
but let's be
That was
serious here for a
horrific.
sec,
Because he
right?
was that first game with the Celtics?
First
or
game
something?
opener against the
Yeah.
Cavs.
Yeah,
Broke
it's
his leg.
Terrible.
That was a horrifying injury.
Lowry and DeRozan, both UFAs.
Back to the
Will
Raptors.
one of them come back to the Raptors? Maybe Lowry signs the one day and retires?
Yeah.
Lowry would. DeRozan won't.
I wouldn't mind Lowry on the Raptors right now because he just does everything the right way. Like DeRozan, the guy's gonna need 20 shots a game, right? Bruce Brown Jr. club option, so team option.
He'll stay.
Hopefully he stays and they
Bruce
trade
Brown
him.
due 23 million this
Hopefully
year.
they trade him. At
So
the
you think
draft.
they team option?
Ah.
I'm gonna say they're obviously gonna opt out of that.
Yeah.
He got paid after winning with Denver. Oh my god.
He was really good though.
Buddy Hield UFA contender as a sharpshooter.
For some reason, he started good with the Sixers, and then he just
Fell
fell
off.
off.
Nick
I don't know
Nurse
if
didn't
they
play him.
stopped- Yeah,
Nick Nurse didn't
that's
play
why I
him.
don't understand.
He didn't play him.
All you got to do is give some guys.
He can't play
potential.
defense, Buddy Hield. That's
why
the problem.
a GM will see that he had potential when he was getting played to hit threes and make shots, and some team will sign him.
Yeah.
I see Buddy Hield now just looking for good teams to do in
yeah.
the ring.
Oh,
I feel
yeah.
like he's a guy where a lot of teams could use a sniper in the playoffs.
Yep.
Who couldn't? What does that cost you? What's Buddy Hield? 23 mil? He'll probably get what? 20 mil, let's say?
That's
Yeah.
nothing.
Buddy Hield 20 mil. A team like what? Suns?
They could.
Yeah.
Why not? Just grab a spacer. That team can't space the floor
Memphis
either.
needs shooting.
Memphis needs
Uh,
a lot.
I think
do
they
need
could
a
be
lot.
sneaky. What pick do they have?
9.
High.
They have a top
9.
10 pick in the draft. Yeah, tomorrow
Let's do a
night.
couple more here.
Good players, though.
OG Anunoby, clearly gone from the Knicks. This is a good one.
I hope he doesn't come back to the Raptors.
I don't think he
He
will.
won't.
I don't think he will.
I think there's a fit there maybe in Milwaukee if they can
I
make room
like
for
that.
him.
They need a
Yeah.
defender. They lost Holiday. They
Yeah.
need one bad. What? OG's 18 mil. He'll probably get what? What did I say?
30.
25, 30? Yeah. He'll want term too.
Yeah.
Can't stay healthy, so he's not going to want to prove it.
The Lakers maybe
Can they if they can afford?
if they can afford him
LeBron
maybe.
likes him, right?
Who doesn't like a player that sits corner,
three and
hits
D,
threes,
yeah.
and plays elite defense, takes weight off LeBron's shoulders?
Yeah.
What do you like?
Team in the West.
Yeah.
Be-
Suns?
Too much. A team that's
Warriors?
just lacking. Warriors would be sick. Another defender like
'Cause
another
like,
DeJounte
yeah.
Murray. That'd be sick. I don't know. I can't
Clippers
think.
if they lose
I think
Harden
you should go to
and
the
Paul
Clippers.
George, Kawhi and OG.
They could give him a lot of money there too if
OKC?
they all go, but
OKC has so many people on a rookie contract.
Yeah, that'd
Let's
be
not
nice.
act even though they were good this year.
Yeah.
They got stuff to spend.
that'd be a nice ad. Just get more defense.
I mean, that'd be pretty crazy, no? Last one, your favorite player, D'Angelo Russell. Player option 18.7 mil. Opts in, or I think you can get more than 18. A team will pay him more than 18.
Mm-hmm. Because I think he can somewhere else. Because just from gambling, anytime LeBron isn't in the lineup, this dude D'Lo is actually pretty nice.
Yes.
Can you see him going to a shitty team for a lot of money?
Yeah.
Utah.
Like a
Portland?
5-year contract. What? Let's just say 5 times what? 23 mil a year.
He could.
Yeah.
23 times 5.
Because
What?
he can run a point on a team.
Of course
for
he
sure.
can.
The Wizards
Like
could use him.
he's a great facilitator.
Use anyone.
Pistons.
No, he can go somewhere better than that.
Back to the Nets.
The Guangdong Tigers, maybe.
Back to the Nets.
They're missing a lot, but he'd love it there because he can do whatever he wants
Brooklyn.
in Brooklyn. Yeah,
Yeah.
they have nobody there anymore.
Yeah, he can just do
Be the
his
Cam
thing.
Thomas show.
Cam
Gonna be-
Thomas.
He's gonna be
Thomas,
throwing
Claxton,
so
and
many
he
shots up
could.
next year.
He'll have so much fun there if that's what he wants.
No, Cam Thomas.
Oh, I know.
He's gonna be throwing everything
No,
up.
40 shots a game.
It'll be ridiculous.
Yeah.
Oh my gosh.
But he is.
Nets
good.
have a high pick.
They probably don't have any
Um,
picks.
Yeah, Houston has their 3rd overall pick.
Yeah, they don't have any.
Remember they're shit. They traded everything for that big 3 that never worked out, and then
Yeah.
Bridges trade, and yeah.
Wow, dude,
That's why they traded Bridges for so many firsts. They gotta make back for it.
Yeah.
And then
They got nothing.
they traded fucking Boston, Jason Tatum, Jaylen Brown. Remember for the Paul Pierce, Kevin Garnett shit?
They're setting up
the
teams for life.
definition of a poverty team. They've been poverty basically my whole life, and
They haven't been good. Besides the one run where Jared
Yeah.
Dudley pushed Butler and Embiid into the crowd with Ben Simmons, and the bench was dancing. Then they blew everything up for a
Yeah.
super team. They sold their soul.
Yeah.
So, last one here. Tobias Harris, 36 mil. He got paid this year.
That's ridiculous.
He's going to get lower, obviously. UFA, I think Philly gets rid of him.
oh, half.
He's
for
gone.
sure.
He's gone.
Taking that guy off your books, then you can sign someone like OG, whatever, Clay, Paul George in
Nick
the
Nurse
mix.
would like to bring OG back.
Yeah, he would. He would. But you think Tobias Harris, I think that guy goes to a shit team for a
Oh,
lot
yeah.
of money. That's
Oh,
who he
yeah.
is.
Pistons.
That's who he is.
Yeah.
He doesn't
Back
care
to the
anymore.
Pistons.
Yeah.
He used to be there, right?
Tobias?
Back
Really?
in the way.
Really?
Can you fact check that? I think way back in the day, he used to be there with like Reggie Jackson
You got
and
it?
Stanley
Yeah,
Johnson.
you get it.
I'm pretty sure he used to be there. And then he was on the Clippers.
Stanley
I mean,
Johnson, remember
they already
that
have a
guy?
pretty good Harris on Detroit.
Is he bought out yet or no?
Joe? No.
He's still in the
Yeah,
league.
he's still in the
No.
league.
Get
He was
you-
actually-
You should get on the roster.
Wait, wasn't like he was getting flamed on social media for missing a 3-point shot or something against the Bucks? I remember it was like Game 7, and they could have
Oh,
won
against
the
the
game. and
Nets.
he-
Yeah.
and he missed
When he was
it
on
wide
the Nets.
open.
Yeah. But no, I'm pretty sure Tobias Harris played for
Let's see. I'm checking.
Probably.
Detroit. I'm pretty sure he did. Let's see if I've got that deep bag knowledge.
I'm looking here. He played 3 years in Detroit.
Yeah.
Yeah, Detroit,
15,
Philly,
16.
Clippers,
Clippers. That's
Magic?
I'm pretty sure.
Bucks.
Bucks.
Wow.
He
Okay.
was on the Bucks. I
Last
didn't know
thing before we end this. JJ Redick. Thoughts on him getting hired to the Lakers? No coaching experience, obviously on ESPN.
I like
Obviously,
it.
podcast with LeBron. How's it gonna work?
I like it. I think more player coaches. I mean, Jason Kidd worked out.
Yeah.
Another player coach. He worked out. I think the player coaches like.
Steve Nash didn't work out, but
Yeah,
that's
he-
where the people don't look at that stuff and
But
say
I
what
mean,
went
look
wrong.
at Steve Nash had the big 3 of the goon. Like, I mean, KD.
It's not his fault.
Not really his
He wasn't
fault.
the best coach. But
He wasn't, but he had nothing to work with. He just had 3
Superstars that wanted to shoot
superstars
the ball.
that wanted media attention and everything, so it was just a mess. But I think JJ Redick might work out. I think with he's got great ball knowledge. Like, I don't care what you say, he's got good ball
He
knowledge.
does.
And people are hating on him for not having experience, but that's all right. He played so many years in the NBA. He has NBA experience. I think he might work out well as a coach, but I mean, obviously he'll take shit and heat right away. I mean, every coach does. If he's not
Yeah.
winning games, they'll say, should he be fired? But I think it'll work out.
Somebody asked me the other day if I like the hire, and I said, to be honest, it doesn't matter what I like, what you like, or what anyone else in the NBA likes. It's what LeBron likes. LeBron had a podcast with the guy,
Yeah.
and you kind of saw it coming from a mile away, right? Amid the Dan Hurley rumors, right? Obviously, he rejected, but JJ Redick, no matter what you say about him, no coaching experience, hasn't won a ring. He's phenomenal. You hear this guy on ESPN and on that podcast,
Takes are legit.
he's levels ahead
From
of these.
Stephen A, yeah.
Stephen A. Smith. I'm like guys that have been in the league though, like Jay Williams, Patrick Beverly. Like when those guys come on, JJ Redick, he's a different level
Kendrick
above,
Perkins.
I think. And obviously LeBron likes the hire, so
Yeah.
there's
Yeah.
nothing to be mad about here.
No.
LeBron's gonna be on the Lakers next year, as we all know, right? So
Yep.
Redick's gonna bring good coaching. I think he can dumb stuff down. Like Darvin Ham, they were saying he can't call plays and stuff, and like he's just scribbling on his board in the timeout. I think JJ Redick has legit stuff to
yeah.
actually work with the roster with and develop players because he's been around the block, right? Like Darvin Ham, he was a scrub, right?
Yeah.
Player, like he wasn't good.
Redick,
JJ
yeah.
Redick's a legit
Yeah.
NBA career player.
Yeah.
So I think this could work out.
Yeah.
And as long as LeBron likes him, that's all good because everybody wanted to blame Darvin Ham last year when LeBron's been losing, right?
Yeah.
So there's nothing to blame now because LeBron, you wanted this hire, so don't go complaining to anyone about it.
Can't.
For
On
real.
him.
For real.
That's all. You like it?
I do like it. And JJ Redick's played for a lot of good coaches too over his career.
And great players.
And Coach K in college, he said, I saw recently that he's going to take a lot of knowledge from him and apply it to the Lakers. So we'll see where that goes.
You like it? Why do I
I
feel
like
like
it.
you don't like it?
No, people are saying like he doesn't have any coaching experience, but like,
He's got 17 years of playing experience,
and,
so
and that doesn't really, like he has to start somewhere. It's just unfortunate that's just
people blow the graphic out of
Yeah.
proportion that he was an assistant coach on a grade 4 bad. Like, shut up.
Yeah,
Like,
like-
shut up. And those are people like Stephen A. Smith that get mad that why doesn't he have that job? Like, the guy knows what's happening, Stephen A. Smith. You can't draw a fucking DHO fucking dribble handoff off a timeout. Like, come on, buddy. You're a clown.
No, at first I didn't really like it, but then kind of grew on me a bit. And
I think it's going to work.
I do too.
Yeah.
And I think he's not just going to ditch when LeBron leaves. I think he's going to stay there for a while.
he said he wants to have an actual coaching career.
If he has success, I see it. You could see the guy on first take. He's a natural.
You look at him and you could think he's a coach.
He's a
I
natural.
think.
Absolute natural.
Absolutely.
I'm excited to see what that Lakers team will be able to do.
Yeah.
But anyways, that's going to do it for episode 41 of the Alec Frengos show. And we'll see you next time.